I'm just one of those girls that can do a lot of and not die. I'm not even cool. I'm just one of those girls that can do a lot of and not die.
So this is the story of a TikTok star named Mackenzie, who is now a convicted murderer. And she's been found guilty of 12 counts, including 2 counts of murder. This story is crazy. Okay, so let's look at the facts around this story of this 19-year-old girl, which I think are insane. And you're going to see, I think, what true evil is. And again, this story is unbelievably insane. Let's check it out.
She is being called Hell on Wheels. The petite teenager shows complete shock as the judge reads the verdict.
This was not reckless driving. This was murder.
It's one of the most unusual murder cases in memory. The teen, accused of slamming her car at 100 miles per hour into a brick wall, killing her 20-year-old boyfriend Dominic Russo and his friend, 19-year-old Davian Flanagan, who was sitting in the back seat.
Holy
In this surveillance video, you can hear Mackenzie's car whizzing by like a speeding rocket. Then you hear the crash right into the brick wall.
Holy
That the trial indicated Mackenzie wore her fuzzy Prada slippers and that the accelerator pedal was being pushed down at 100% capacity.
That's crazy, huh? So it's like, was she intending to kill herself?
Hey, Negro, come here.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Too, like, this story is just wild, you know. And obviously, because they can, now the cars have those chips in them, you can tell if the driver had the pedal depressed, and she was just had the pedal depressed and she intended to hit this wall. But this is not even the full story. Listen to the rest of this. This goes even more insane.
Somehow, Mackenzie survived. Prosecutors said Mackenzie was on a mission of death and had methodically planned a murder-suicide. She even conducted a practice run several days earlier.
First, she conducted a practice run. They got her on tape practicing what she was going to do. This is sick. So why is she even crying, right? Why is she even crying?
Really, bitch? Really?
And to be honest with you, if I was the judge, why not just max her out? Like, I would say you're spending the rest of your life in jail.
disease but JJ. Don't nobody check for that.
She's 19, no possibility, right? This, to me, is first-degree murder. This is intentional murder. I think she only got like 15 years or something like that. She should have gotten a life sentence, right? This is just like pulling a gun, planning on shooting somebody, and then pointing it and shooting it and killing the person, you know?
Cell phone had been at the crash site just several days before this crash. And this is down in Industrial Park. It is not a cut through to where she lived. And so it was sort of an out-of-the-way place for her to be.
At her trial in Cleveland, Ohio, the judge let her have it.
Mackenzie decided death was the ultimate goal that day, and she alone made that decision for Dominic and Davian.
Behind Mackenzie, her mother looks equally stunned by the verdict.
Her mother shouldn't be stunned by the verdict. You raised this monster. And took 2 other lives, right? Those 2 other kids didn't deserve to die. Why is she stunned? She should have got, to me, she shouldn't be getting out. Like, I'd be like, you know, she's got to do about 40 years before she can even think about the possibility of parole.
Before her conviction, Mackenzie posted this bizarre video on TikTok.
I'm not even cool. I'm just one of those girls that can do a lot of and not die.
And on a memorial page to Dominic Russo, Mackenzie writes, "God, you are the last person to deserve this. You had such a perfect life ahead of you. I miss you."
No. I think that was just for show to make it seem like she has some type of contrition. This young woman is evil, and her family, like her mom, sitting there. Mom may be crying but she's got to go. She's got to go. She deserves everything that's being thrown at her. She deserves. Now, because this is a little chilling, just for the technical pieces, this was a bench trial, so she didn't want to go to a jury because she knew the jury would throw the book at her. And the judge found her guilty on all 12 counts, 4 of murder, 4 felony assaults, and 2 aggravated vehicle homicides, and 1 possession and 1 possession of criminal tools. She broke into tears. Now, this murderer was sentenced to 2 concurrent 15 years to life sentence. Now, I'm going to say it. Concurrent sentences are BS. This was BS, right? So you guys understand, there's a difference between consecutive and concurrent. Consecutive sentences mean you got to do your first 15, and then you got to do the other 15, and then you can get out. Where concurrent means you're doing both of them at the same time. So essentially, she's doing 15 years to life, and in 15 years, she can probably get the possibility of parole. I think that's a tragedy in of itself. I think the judge went too soft on this young woman. I believe she should be serving 2 consecutive 15 to life sentences, do her first 15, then after that's completed, she does another 15. That's what I think would have been justice in this case. Yes, I know she's 19. I know 30 years is a long time, but she planned this. This was intentional. And I don't care what anyone says. She forfeited her life when she slammed that car into that brick wall, killing those 2 young men. That's plain and simple. Now, I know people are going to say, Nate, you're being so hard on her, being so hard on her. But if you think I'm being hard on her, let me know in the comment section, because I honestly think this judge, yelling at her on the bench and all that stuff, but to give her 2 concurrent 15-year sentences, I think it's a joke. And if I were the family, I would think that was a joke too. I would think it would have been justice for her to get 30 years to life, especially now that we know the full details of this story. But you know what? That's my opinion. It really depends on what you guys think about this.
Tony!
Hey, you a damn fool.
Tony!
You a clown.
Tony!
Hey, you a damn fool.
Tony!
You a clown.
Tony!
Hey, you a damn fool.
Tony!
You a clown.
Fellas, we took another L. I don't know, man. We slipping. We took another L. That's all I can say. We took another L. So, yeah.
It seems as if America doesn't care for young men or young boys who will cry for the boys, who will cry for us.
I'd like to give special thanks to all the YouTube channels whose footage I use under the Fair Use Act. I'm Wise Words Spoken. I'll catch you on the next fade. Hold this hot slug.